Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? Staring at a long flight ahead,
Hmm.
and the food options are just either super expensive or, well, not great.
Yeah, pretty uninspiring usually.
So today we're diving into this great list from 10 most delicious snacks to bring on the plane.
Okay.
Our mission basically is to arm you with some genuinely tasty snacks that you can actually bring on board.
Right. Alternatives to the pricey, sometimes kind of sad stuff they offer.
Exactly. Think of it as, upgrading your own in-flight meal.
Mm.
And importantly, keeping TSA happy with that 311 rule.
Which can sometimes catch you out with snacks, believe it or
It
not.
can, so it's about taking back a bit of control, yeah.
Totally. Getting food you actually like, that fits your tastes, maybe your dietary needs too.
Instead of just being stuck with whatever they've got.
Exactly. So let's get into these 10 ideas.
Okay, first up, something savory. Beef jerky.
Ah, a classic.
But, forget the old school tough stuff. The article makes a big point about how much variety there is now.
Oh, yeah.
It's exploded, hasn't it?
Totally. Bacon jerky, chicken, lamb, buffalo, turkey, all sorts.
It's really become quite gourmet in some ways.
Hmm.
And that variety is great for different preferences, different protein needs.
For sure. And they mentioned whole food epic bars.
Right. Those are a good example. They're not just dried meat, are they?
No, it sounds like they add spices, even fruit sometimes.
Yeah, so it feels more
Mm.
more substantial, almost like a mini meal, kind of. More interesting flavor, too.
And the convenience factor is huge, right?
Oh, absolutely. Just toss it in your bag, no refrigeration, perfect for travel.
Definitely a win.
Yeah.
Okay, moving to something maybe a bit lighter. Dried fruit.
Mm-hmm.
You could just grab raisins, but the article suggests making your own mix.
Which I love the sound of.
Me too. They even mentioned a tropical version. What would you put in that? Mango?
Oh, yeah, definitely dried mango.
Mm.
Maybe some pineapple for that tang,
Ooh, nice.
and maybe some coconut flakes for texture and, healthy fats.
That sounds amazing. Like a little
Mhm.
vacation right there. Exactly. And the best part is you control what goes in. No hidden sugars or anything weird if you don't want them.
Good point. It encourages experimenting, finding your perfect blend.
Yeah, what sounds good to you besides the tropical one?
Maybe like apricot, cherry, and some almonds. Bit more traditional, maybe.
Still sounds delicious. Okay, what's next?
Veggie on the go. Now, veggies on a plane doesn't immediately scream easy snack.
Right, you picture like sad celery sticks maybe?
Exactly. But they're talking about different stuff. Dried, seasoned, dehydrated, roasted even.
Okay, that sounds more promising.
Yeah, like roasted chickpeas, seasoned with paprika or something.
This can be really crunchy and satisfying. Or kale chips.
Kale chips, yeah. Or even seaweed snacks. Those are super light.
And full of flavor. The key is removing that water content, right? Makes them light, keeps them from going bad.
Makes sense. And then roasting or seasoning adds the flavor punch.
They list chickpeas, kale, sprouted flax, even broccoli and seaweed. Quite a range.
Broccoli. Dried broccoli, that's new to me.
Yeah. It's surprisingly good, apparently. Have you ever tried bringing veggies like that?
Not really, but those roasted chickpeas. I'm tempted now.
Worth a shot.
Okay, how about breakfast? Early flights. Airplane breakfast is often lacking.
Understatement of the year, sometime.
Yeah.
Huh.
So the article talks about granola bars, but fancier ones. Fancy toppings and flavors.
Yeah, moving beyond the basic oat bar, you see ones with like nuts, seeds, fruit, maybe dark chocolate drizzle.
Sounds better already. Gives you some energy.
Definitely. But they also mentioned something intriguing, chocolate crepes in a bar.
Wait, what? Chocolate crepes in a bar?
Yeah. Sounds a bit different, right? Maybe a nice little treat to start the day.
Oh, I've not seen those. Definitely need to look out for them now.
Could be fun. It's about having options that feel a bit special, even if they're convenient.
True. Okay, for the sweet tooth crew, which includes me,
Me too.
sweets for the flight. They say it adds color to the journey. I like that.
Nice way to put it.
So what kind of sweets travel well? No meltdowns, literally.
Well, they suggest things like thin cookie crisps, good snap,
Okay.
mini biscotti, perfect for dipping if you grab a coffee or tea.
Oh, yeah, good call.
And those French pure butter cookies, like shortbread, they feel a bit classy.
You do. A little bit of luxury.
And then more straightforward stuff, too, like red licorice or, chocolate-coated peanuts. Something simple.
Covers the bases.
Yeah.
So little indulgences to make the flight nicer.
Pretty much. And that idea of pairing the cookies with tea or coffee elevates it, doesn't it?
Totally. Which sweet treat would be your go-to from that list?
Probably the mini biscotti with coffee. You?
Chocolate peanuts, probably. Or maybe those butter cookies, now you mentioned it with tea.
See? Options.
Okay, speaking of pairings, cheese and crackers, a classic.
Mm-hmm. But those airline packs are so expensive.
Right. So the article's tip is basically DIY it. Bring your own.
Smart, much more cost-effective.
Yeah, you just need to find crackers that won't, like, disintegrate in your bag.
Good point. Something sturdy, maybe those ones that come in little sleeves.
Exactly. And you save cash compared to the airline wine and cheese plate.
Which is often pretty underwhelming anyway.
Usually.
Yeah.
So yeah, good travel hack.
Definitely.
Now, for something fresh, maybe a bit healthier, peanut butter and apple.
Oh, such a great combo. Simple, satisfying.
But how do you travel with peanut butter? That's the tricky bit.
But the article has the solution. Those individual nut butter pouches?
Ah, right. Genius.
Totally. They're TSA friendly, no mess, portion controlled, perfect.
Game changer. And then just bring a whole apple. Or sliced.
Either works. Sliced in a zip-top bag. Stays pretty fresh for a while. Keeps it easy.
Nice. Get you some fresh fruit, some protein,
Yeah.
sustained energy.
Exactly. And they also mentioned bananas as another easy fresh fruit option. Just be careful not to squash it.
Yeah, the eternal banana problem. Have you used those nut butter pouches?
Yeah, they're super handy for hiking and travel. Really convenient.
Cool. Okay. And sometimes you just need chocolate.
Absolutely.
The article keeps it simple here. Just bring your favorite chocolate bar.
Can't argue with that. Sometimes simple is best.
Means you have your specific favorite, not just whatever they happen to have on the plane, probably marked up.
Exactly. They even mentioned Hershey's just as an example of something easy to grab and pack.
For reliable comfort food.
For sure.
All right. Moving beyond just plain potato chips. We all grab them sometimes.
Guilty.
But the article suggests alternatives with a bit more flair. Like kettle corn.
Ooh, yes. That sweet and salty thing is addictive.
Totally. This is more interesting than regular chips sometimes.
Definitely elevates the chip experience a bit.
Yeah.
And they also mention Annie's cheddar snack mix.
Like cheese and crackers, but all mixed up in one bag.
Exactly. Kind of brings that idea together conveniently. It's positioned as, maybe better than the standard airline snack box.
More flavor, more texture, probably.
Yeah, just trying to find something a bit more exciting.
Makes sense. That cheddar mix sounds pretty good, actually.
Right.
And finally, the king of customizable snacks, trail mix.
Yes. The possibilities are endless.
The article shouts out Trader Joe's, specifically for their huge variety.
They do have a ton. But you can easily make your own too, of course.
True. But looking at the pre-made stuff, they list ingredients like fruits, candies, nuts, yogurt-covered things, granola, chocolate bits.
Basically something for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're craving.
Salty, sweet, chewy, crunchy. It's all in there somewhere.
You're bound to find a mix that works for you. Very convenient.
Okay, so let's recap this delicious journey. We've covered a lot.
We have.
Savory stuff, like all kinds of jerky, those surprisingly packable veggies.
Mm-hmm. Lighter things like custom dried fruit mixes, those fancy granola bars, maybe even chocolate crepe bars.
Right. Sweet treats like cookies, licorice, chocolate peanuts, the DIY cheese and crackers.
Fresh options like peanut butter and apple pouches, your favorite chocolate bar for comfort.
Upgraded crunchy snacks like kettle corn or cheddar mix, and the super versatile trail mix.
It's a pretty comprehensive list. Really shows you can definitely eat well on a plane without breaking the bank or settling for bland.
Absolutely. The main takeaway seems to be you don't have to rely on the airline.
Exactly. A little planning, packing a few things you genuinely enjoy. It makes the whole travel experience better.
Keeps you happy, satisfied, maybe even saves you some money. Mindful snacking for the win.
Well put.
So, on that tasty note, here's something for you, our listeners, to think about. How could these ideas change your next flight?
Mm-hmm.
Will you try making that custom dried fruit mix? Or hunt down those chocolate crepe bars?
Maybe it's even sparked ideas for your own perfect travel snack combo.
Could be. Something new for future adventures.
Yeah.
Happy travels, everyone.
And happy snacking.